If you guys have watched any of my Flowers Legacy Challenge, you would probably notice that I am constantly getting eco lifestyle pop-ups. Even though I have the eco lifestyle gameplay turned off on the settings, I'm still getting pop-ups about it. And it had me thinking, I've had the eco lifestyle expansion pack for years, and I honestly don't even know what the expansion pack has to offer. I've never really played eco lifestyle through enough to even like see what the gameplay is even like. And so that is what we are going to be doing. Although we're not going to be doing any gameplay in this video, we are going to be watching the speed build of me building the house for the eco lifestyle gameplay that I'm already editing. I will say that I have never done a speed build before, so please bear with me. I hope I can do it some justice. It's literally 3 hours later from whenever I recorded the intro, and now it's actually nighttime outside. I got a little busy, but now I'm back and I'm ready to dive into the speed build, so let's get into it. Obviously, we had to build with Evergreen Harbor. It is the world that comes with the Eco Lifestyle pack. I did build this like back in February, so I don't really remember every single bit of this build. I remember that it took me like 3 separate times trying to figure out the floor plan. I scrapped the entire house once, I know for a fact. So it was a multi-day build, okay? It wasn't something that I just like was able to whip up in a few hours. Even this video unedited is a 5-hour long video that I had to like shorten down into like 25 minutes. It took me a while to like really find out how I wanted to set up this house. I knew for a fact that I wanted it to be a container home of sorts. Like I wanted there to be 2 levels. I wanted there to be stacked containers. I wasn't really sure how to go about it just because like I'm not really used to building anything like this in The Sims. A lot of my houses are a bit more traditional, if you will, and so the container homes was definitely a challenge for me. Like I said, it took me a few tries. Luckily, I was able to finally like figure it out, and once I figured out how to do it, I was like, okay, we're rolling with it. Like something clicked, and now we're really pushing through. So right now I am going through making up that floor plan. I'm putting down all the doors and all the windows, and that's another thing that I knew with this build. I wanted there to be windows everywhere. Huge, big windows let a lot of light in, and the Eco Lifestyle pack actually has a lot of good window options, and I just don't use them often because they don't really match up with like the style of house that I usually build. And so it was really nice to kind of like play with some different things that I don't usually get to. And then, oh my gosh, you guys. This is like a little bit of a side tangent, and you will see more of what I'm about to tell you later on in the video, but I literally put down tiles of grass and it causes some trouble. You can't like put the terrain paint of dirt on top of the tile, so I ended up having to go back and like remove all of the tiled grass and put terrain paint grass. That way I can like actually add some depth underneath the plants. It was a whole thing, and you will get to watch it. And now we are going through, I'm kind of just like making sure all of the walls have some kind of wallpaper on them. This was something that I really struggled with during like the first build attempt of this house, because all of the Eco Lifestyle wallpapers have texture to them. It's either like a metalled wall or a tiled wall. I know that there's like carpeted wallpaper. Oh, and wood paneling too. So I was just trying to figure out like what would work best with each other, like what looks good up next to each other. They also have some funky color swatches as well for the wallpapers. I do change the colors of the containers quite a few times. I just had to like see what I liked. I was like, what color combinations do I want to go with? I was really inspired by that black Eco Lifestyle rug. I ended up making everything an accent of black. Like the stilts outside are black. I ended up doing the doors in a black swatch. The entire kitchen is accented in black, like the cabinets, the refrigerator, the stove, everything is black in the kitchen. And I did just like kind of throw in pops of color. I really ran with the black accents in this build, so I hope you like it. I really like it. I thought it was really cool because not only is the house super colorful, it also has like a cohesiveness to it all, if you will, because there's just like black throughout the house. I don't know. I am currently decorating the kitchen as of right now. Like I said, I wanted to put as many pops of color as possible. And when I did end up putting a coffee station, I found these super cute shelves that kind of have like cookbooks and some tea and mugs on it already. And I was like, this is perfect. I'll go ahead and put a coffee machine under with some cute little coffee mugs. I have one in my kitchen, like a little coffee station. I was like, I want to incorporate it. So I went ahead and put it in this build as well. So obviously we are wanting to use everything that we possibly can from the Eco Lifestyle Kit. And it comes with a lot of these like weird wall decor pieces where it's like plants on the wall. And so I was trying to find a good spot for those. They ended up staying in that downstairs hallway between the living room and the kitchen. I ended up finding a pretty good spot for them. I was trying to make it work in the living room, but it just like something was weird and off about it. So I kind of just like moved them into the hallway. I do end up putting some like wall pieces from the pack behind the couch. You'll probably see it like very quickly. I think the wooden beams behind the couch ended up looking better rather than like using the wall plants. So I'm sure you'll see that in just a bit. I pretty much finished decorating like the living room and that downstairs bathroom. It's just a half bath. It's really small, so not much could fit in it, to be honest. And now I'm outside trying to put up these awnings above the doorway. And whenever I tell you it was giving me so much trouble, I had to like figure out how to raise it and just like alt place it because it wouldn't attach on its own. And I was like, we need this piece. I'm not moving on until I figure out how to place this. So it was a little bit of a struggle, but I ended up getting it figured out. And this area right here in the hallway where I'm putting this long skinny table up against the window, it changes so much. Don't get attached to the clutter that's on there. I change it like 3 or 4 times, okay? I ended up pulling a lot of clutter out of the storefront, I guess you can call it. So I ended up switching out the clutter on that table quite a bit, so don't get attached. I was very indecisive throughout a lot of it. Oh my gosh. Underneath the staircase was my worst enemy, honestly. I had so much beef with the underneath of the staircase. I ended up putting cat stuff under the staircase, but I had no idea what to do with that space. Pretty sure the cat could eat out of the food bowl, but I think I remember getting a notification while I was playing the game, and it had said that the cat wasn't able to reach the litter box, so I did end up moving the litter box. If you do end up playing with this house, that's another thing to kind of keep an eye out on, is your cat may not be able to use the litter box. Like I had mentioned before, this is whenever I go into the clutter category and I just start pulling out a bunch of clutter that I could potentially want to use. I was on a hunt for a very specific item, and it is this little tray that has the plant and some candles. I always love to use this tray specifically on my coffee tables, and I always have the hardest time finding where it's at. In my head, it would be underneath the clutter category, but it's not, okay? It's under the lighting. So if you're ever looking for this like cute little tray centerpiece, I want to say it's like a Zen tray or something. I don't know what it's called, but if you're ever looking for it and you can't find it, it's under lighting, not clutter. It has taken me so long to figure that out. I don't really know if the downstairs is fully complete. I do think I circle back to it at some point, but now we are moving on to the upstairs. And whenever I tell you that this build was not easy for me, I definitely ran into a lot of like struggles. Nothing too major, but it was just kind of like, ugh, like I don't know what to do with this area. And this specific spot behind my fake wall, the wall divider by the stairs where I'm trying to like put down random pieces and I keep deleting them, I didn't know what to put back there. And I was like, I don't know how to use this space. And I tried to delete that little section of the floor to just have it open, and it just wouldn't work out. And so I ended up just closing it off and painting the inside of it black. It's the black void of this build. Every once in a while you'll have one of those just because you're like, what am I supposed to do with this little corner? Like nothing fits right. And so I did have to close that off and make myself a little black void, but I think it's okay. I think it was for the best. I think it looked really awkward with other things like trying to be stuck back there. So just to let you know, that was a part that I definitely remember struggling with. Moving on from that though, the house itself could be considered a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath. I did turn one of like the bedrooms into an office space. I didn't really think I needed to have a second bedroom, but if for whatever reason you feel like you might need a second bedroom, you're more than welcome to delete the office and put a bedroom in there. But yeah, right now we are going through the bathroom. I really like this bathroom. I think it looks very expensive. I love the color of the wall. It has a super cute rug that's like matching pretty well, not gonna lie. It's very luxurious and I'm here for it. And now we're on to the bedroom. You guys, this bedroom was so hard for me to decorate. I don't know why. I think it's because I was like going back and forth on like how I wanted the layout to be, and I kept changing the color swatches. I didn't know which one I wanted to use. Dare I say, I really like the carpeted walls in this room, and I think it's my favorite room of the house. It just came together so nicely. Oh, and I remember I ended up putting one of the cat beds, like a little pet bed, in the window. I mean, like, look at how big these windows are. And I had this empty corner. I was like, oh my gosh, a little cat bed would look so cute. And the best part, you can see the cat laid in the cat bed from outside of the bedroom. Like if you were in the backyard and you were looking at the house and the cat was in the cat bed, you could see it through the window. That is the most adorable thing I've ever seen. I'm pretty much just like adding some final touches at this point, changing some of the color swatches, adding some plants. Literally so cute. It's my favorite part of the entire room. And here we go. We are in the office. You guys, this office got moved around so much. I mean, it's such a small space and I really did try to add as much as I could. I went back and forth with the fabricator and the candle making table in the office. I knew I wanted one of those things, but I wasn't sure which one would fit best. I think this is a good time to take a break from the speed build and kind of just like chat about my own stuff. As I mentioned earlier in the video, this was built back in February. I think it was like February 26th or something. And I have done so much since then, which is why it's taken me so long to get this video edited and put out to you guys. We ended up moving 2 months ago. I do have a moving vlog posted on my YouTube channel. Pretty much just covers us moving all of our heavy, big furniture over to the new apartment. So if you like vlogs, you can go check that one out. I will say, I don't think it's my best work, but I did want to create something and it was my first time doing a moving vlog. So I definitely had fun with it. So you should go check that out if you're interested. On top of moving, I also did start a new job. I don't know how much I talked about it in my past videos, but I was unemployed for like 3 months, which is why I was able to like create a bunch of content a few months ago and be able to like post it out pretty quickly. But yeah, so I was unemployed and I finally got a new job. So whenever I moved over here, I actually started working at my new job. So there was just a lot going on in my life the past 2 months, and there was a lot of adjusting to my new schedule, adjusting to my new environment that needed to be done. And so I don't know if anyone noticed, but I did take a 2-month little break from YouTube, and it kind of makes me sad. I wish I would have continued editing because now I'm like super behind on my content. I'm having kind of a hard time keeping up with my build. I had to watch it a few times before being able to, you know, like do this voiceover. But anyway, I'm really happy that I'm like back into a groove of things, and I kind of came up with like a filming editing schedule. That way I can be a little bit more consistent with posting on YouTube. Also, one last thing and then we'll jump back into it, but I started running, you guys. I know a lot of you probably don't know me personally, but I am not a runner, okay? The last time I like wanted to go for a run before this time in my life was probably like 9 years ago whenever I was in high school, and even then I was not great at running. I've always struggled with asthma, and so running is not my friend, okay? But recently, I want to say about 3 months ago, it was whenever I was still living at the old apartment, I, for whatever reason, was like, I'm gonna take up running. And so I started doing it. And was I any good at it? Absolutely not. I was literally running like 0.2 miles at a time and having to take a break because I was winded. But I didn't give up and I kept pushing through, and I am now running a mile at a time, which I think is absolutely crazy. I know a mile isn't like incredibly long or anything, but it is a huge milestone for me. I am able to run a mile like pretty consistently, I would say. Some days are a little bit harder than others. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I have been up to and what I've been doing in my spare time. I would love to know what you guys are doing for your hobbies. I also am a very crafty person. I love to crochet and do little crafts on the side. So let me know what you like to do. Do you like to go running after work? Are you sitting down on the couch after work crocheting and watching a drama? I'm really curious to see what you guys enjoy. And yeah, let's get back to the speed build. Okay, at this point, I'm trying to decorate the back patio. I do believe I already already went through the whole debacle of me trying to figure out where to put the fabricator. I was originally going to put the fabricator where the recycling machine is, on the back porch. And then I did a quick Google because I was like, wait, is the fabricator water resistant or is it going to break whenever it rains? And sure enough, I was told that it will break in the rain. And so I did do a little bit of moving, and that's when I was switching out the candle making table in the fabricator in the office. I didn't like the way it looks, so the fabricator is now on like the back porch, or like just I guess like the side porch of the house underneath like the second floor. Now I think I'm just adding some finishing touches to like the backyard, adding some more decor items. I do believe I was talking through this part, but the front patio is decorated with all of our gardening supplies. So it has a bunch of planter boxes, and it has the insect farm over there, as well as some like colorful seating for the Sims. That is probably one of my favorite parts of the build, is the front garden section. I will show you guys more in depth after the speed build. I'm gonna go back in and kind of like run through everything because I'm sure we missed a lot of it while I was chatting. At this point, I'm really just going around and making sure that everything is done and complete. We're making some final touches. I'll say it again, I was super indecisive with this build, and so there was always moving parts. Nothing was guaranteed, and I do kind of wish that I would have gone about the build like a little bit differently, room by room or something. That way it was easier to edit and easier to just watch, because I'm getting whiplash. I don't know about you, but I'm literally getting whiplash. I ended up finding the cutest little cat mailbox that I definitely used, and I also really loved the painted birdhouse as well. So obviously those are in the front yard. This is where I realized that I could not put dirt down, and so I had to remove all of the grass and then actually like paint the grass on. That way I could add some dimension to the front yard. So that was on me. At this point, we are pretty much done with the build. I am going to jump into the game and show you guys around the house. Okay, so we are now in the world of Evergreen Harbor, and I did build this house on the 30 by 20 lot. It's called the Shipping Views. I think it came out super cute, you guys. Like, oh my gosh, this is probably one of my favorite builds. In the very front of the house, we have our super cute little cat mailbox. Oh my gosh, I love it. And it's just like all about the details. This planter is painted, and I think what I really love about the little things is that it looks like your sim crafted a lot of this stuff. And then over here on the side, I have my birdhouse, which is also painted. I love the play pretend of it all, honestly. It's my favorite part. We have the little front yard that has a bike, and we also have like a sales table. I don't necessarily know what it's called exactly, but anything that you end up like crafting or collecting, you can sell it on this table. It comes with the Eco Lifestyle pack, so I wanted to try it out. On the second floor, we have a front balcony, and like I said, this is kind of where I put all of the gardening stuff. I have my inset farm, and then we have a bunch of different planters, as well as like a cute little gnomes mat, and then like some colorful seating. We have some solar panels on the side of the house, and yeah, let's go ahead and go all the way up to the top up here. So this wind turbine right here, you see how it's like flush up against the railing? You can't use it like that, okay? So you are going to have to push it back. Like I think I put it all the way back against the other railing. That way you can actually work on it and repair it. I did not know that, but it does need to be like back here, so you can access it. You know what I mean? We have this cute little lounge area with all the plants. You know, we have some bubbly. I guess we'll just go inside and then we'll do like the backyard last. How's that sound? Whenever you enter the home, you enter into this like cute little colorful living space. I'm obsessed with it. I love the windows. This is our half bath, and like I said, it's very simple. I really couldn't put too much in this bathroom. It's very small. So we got a cool little poster. We have our nice hanging light, and that's about it. Our table with the games, and now we're in the kitchen. I'm obsessed with the kitchen. I love the blue wall with the green, like the lime green accents. Now we're upstairs, and let's just go into the bathroom, I guess. I think this bathroom is like super luxurious. I used one of these like super fancy showers. It's called the Vintage Subway Tile Shower. Very sleek. I really like this bathroom. I think I did a really good job. I think it came together really well. We'll go into the bedroom now. I got really lucky with the bedroom, and so I can't complain too much. Honestly, this is my favorite part of the bedroom. You can see the bedroom from these giant windows, and whenever the cat is sleeping in the cat bed. On the other side of the stairs, we do have this like super cute planted hallway. We have so many plants in this space. I was just honestly trying to fill the space. I didn't really know what to do with it. And then this is our office. I love the little neon light that I have with the little bookshelf. Oh my gosh, this rug is one of my favorite rugs. I think I used it twice within the build. There's so many different colorful swatch options, and it's probably one of my favorite rugs in the entire game. And then this right here is going to be our candle making table. So that is pretty much it for the top floor. Let's go ahead and go onto the back patio. This area right here is very, very simple. We don't have a whole lot going on. We have a chess table, and then we also have our recycle machine. And then going upstairs, this is where you get to that rooftop area, which we've already kind of gone over. Oh, and I also do have a telescope. I did forget to mention that whenever we were up here earlier. Let's finally go all the way downstairs. I knew that I wanted the dining table outside, and then these are so cool. I think they did come in the Eco Lifestyle kit, if I'm not mistaken. The colors are quite muted, but I thought it added a lot to the area, so I used it. And then of course we do have our fabricator. It is covered by the second floor of the house, and so no worries. Out here we do have a grill, we have some seating, we do have a swing set, and then we also have some outdoor planters with like some planting decor. And then lastly, on the side of the house, we have our trash can. I'm pretty sure that covers it. I don't think I missed anything. I had a lot of fun building it, which is the most important part. It's a really good house to play in, so I do highly recommend it if you are wanting to do some gameplay in Eco Lifestyle. I already have the house on the gallery. It's called a modern container home. It does have a lot of packs. I did not do a limited pack build, so I do apologize if I used too many packs. I didn't make it a limited pack build just because I was going to be playing in it and I wanted it to be a certain way. With that, I think I'm going to wrap up the video here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and watching this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace out. Bye.